G'day guys and welcome back for another video. Sorry it's been a little while since I've posted my last one. I've been extremely busy and haven't had time to make one just as yet. So I'll just go through a little recap of the last 2 weeks. I had Lachie Neale but traded him for Jordan Ridley last week, which ended up being a good move with Ridley scoring 124 and Neale only scoring in the high 80s again. And I also offloaded Harry Sharp in the back line for Heath Chapman, who scored 91. 2 very good moves that did benefit my team. However, I do have a couple problems at the moment, so we'll just go into a bit of detail on what I'm going to do for the upcoming round 5 and what I plan to do in the next few weeks as well. So if we just look through here, last week I scored 2,106, which was only in the top 9%. Pretty poor score overall. Didn't help because I had this man on screen right here, Caleb Daniel, who scored 19. That takes my total score to 8,678, which is in the top 2%. And an overall rank of 3,428, which is not too bad, but it's still, I'm heading in the wrong direction. As you can see here, I've lost 328 spots again, so I really need to make a few changes to my team, I think, to try and elevate up that ranking. So let's just go through my team here and see who's performing and see who needs to lift their game. Oh, tough luck. Looks like I lost 5 out of 8 leagues. Yes, I did. Time to trade. Correct. So like I said, I've got Ridley here now. I'm so happy I picked him. I was going to get Lloyd, but I feel like Ridley would be a better scorer this year. Lloyd's already posted 2 scores below 100, even though they were only high 90s. I do like Ridley, who is averaging 133 points at the moment, taking all the kick-ins, good interceptor, and can defend as well. So he can score in every category in Supercoach. Rory Laird was good again with 105 on the weekend against my boys. He got tagged by Kane Turner in the 3rd term, which did limit his scoring, but still, overall, he played fantastic. Had 20 odd disposals again, plenty of tackles. Tommy Stewart was pretty solid with 104 Supercoach points, brings his average up to 98.5, where I can probably see him remaining for the remainder of the year. The Doctor, he's really come out and surprised me over the last couple of weeks. Back-to-back 109s, brings his average to 99.3. He's been pretty impressive. He's taken the kick-ins, he's using it by foot pretty well, and he's taking plenty of kicks as well, less handballs, so that's always good for scoring. And then I've got Caleb Daniel here, who only had the 8 disposals and 19 Supercoach points in a pretty poor display. He will miss this week due to that high tackle, and I think I'm going to offload him for Bowes or either maybe Houston. But at the moment it's looking like Jack Bowes, who's taken all Gold Coast kick-ins. He's had 30 plus disposals 3 out of 4 weeks, and he kicks it a lot as well. So, and he's pretty good disposal efficiency, which will boost his scores, but I don't know if he can keep it up. But I'm willing to take the risk, as he's in 4.9% of teams or something like that. Jaden Short's obviously another one I could pick, but he's in 30% of teams, so I'm trying to make some ground here, and I think Bowes will probably average similar to Short, in my opinion. But Heath Chapman there, who scored 91 and was really good in the Freo defensive 6, and he looks to have pretty good job security at the moment, so he should make plenty of cash for us. And then I've got Cozzy and Highmore on the bench, who both did not play. I'm expecting Cozzy to come back this week. Highmore obviously didn't get named for tonight's match, so that's a bit disappointing, but I will hold on to him, as I think most people will. And then we go to our midfield. We had Jack McRae with 137. As you can see here, I've got him as vice-captain. I didn't have him as vice-captain last week. I had Ridley as vice-captain, but I did not take Ridley's 124, and I rolled the dice on Grundy, who got 92, so I lost points there. I was tossing up between Corn and Grundy and ended up going Grundy, so bad decision. Make sure you take anything over 125 plus as your vice-captain. Stupid mistake by me. Anyway, Clayton Oliver scored 130 again, and he was fantastic. He got a little bit of attention from Mark O'Connor, but not too much, and was pretty dominant inside mid. Zachy Merritt scored 104. He went at 45% disposal efficiency, which did limit his scoring, which would have been 120 plus normally. But he seems to be pretty consistent this year. His big scores should come, so I'll be patient with him, but he's been okay. Tommy Mitchell had 36 disposals, 107 Supercoach points. Like I say every time I talk about Titch, he has close to 40 and barely scrapes over 100 sometimes. It's extremely frustrating, but he's still posting scores close to 110, and that's all we can ask for. So good on you, Titch. Gordon scored 68 in his lowest score of the year. He did kick 3 points, which did limit his scoring a little bit, but he is a pretty good rookie, and he's my favourite rookie to have on the field, so he will bounce back. Jordan Clark was solid enough with 65 points. That's all we can really expect from him. As long as he doesn't get dropped, he will be in the side for a few more weeks. Tommy Powell with his first ton of the week, first ton of the year with 101. He had 19 disposals and 9 tackles or something like that. Really smart footballer. He's got elite hands, knows where to run, knows where to find the ball, and he shouldn't exit the North Melbourne team at all, only to rest maybe, but he's a very good rookie to have. Sam Barry scored 51, only because he had plenty of tackles again, and that's probably keeping him in the side, I believe. James Jordan only had 4 touches here. He was actually on my field. Barry was on the bench. Looks like it wasn't, but that's how it was. So I only got 24 points from him. He may get dropped, and with a break-even of 48, might be time to move him on, I think. Brockman scored 44, so we can really expect. Provides a bit of X-factor for the Hawks up in the forward 50, so his spot is safe still, I think, because they need that X-factor up there. But he's not going to post any big scores, so he's better to have on the bench. And McNeil, I'm worried, will get dropped eventually, whether it's this week or next week, but it's soon going to happen, I think. We've got our rucks here with Max Gawn, lethal again. Kicked a beautiful goal from 60 metres out too. 135 Supercoach points, averaging 132 for the season. Safe captain option week in, week out. I should just leave my captain on him and not think about anyone else. I don't want to make that mistake again. I'm keep falling behind, losing points by captains every week, so that's something I really need to nail. And Grundy with 92 Supercoach points. He had 42 hitouts and 19 possessions, with 13 or 14 of them being contested, but he just wasn't damaging at all, really. He's scored well in the last quarter, but he was really struggling in the first half. I think he was on about 30 at half time, so he bounced back okay, but not good enough. And Flynn obviously didn't play, should be back this week, hopefully. Plenty of cash generation left in him, so let's get as many games into him as quickly as possible. And we go to the forward line here. Josh Dunkley, 117 Supercoach points again. Like I say, will be the number 1 scoring forward. He's pretty good. Jack Siebel keeps getting it done. 3 out of 400s in the first 4 rounds. Another 107 on the weekend. He's not a very good defender, we all know that, but he's taking the kick-ins and he's taking some very easy options in the back 50. And that's probably what I want him to take, because he does turn the ball over. So the shorter kicks he takes, the better for us fantasy owners. And Jars Impey here with another 112. He looks to be a keeper. Even if his scoring output does drop a little bit, he only needs to average, mid-90s to be a keeper, because the forward line's such poo this year. So if his role doesn't change, I can see him definitely being a keeper, playing that off half-back, providing a bit of run and carry, and can intercept a little bit. So Jars has been better than I expected. Always knew he was going to make cash. Didn't think he was going to be a keeper, but I may be wrong about that. Chad Warner was solid again with another 86 Supercoach points. He's been pretty good. He's been just as good as Goulden, really. He looks to be a genuine midfielder, real gun, can find the ball, and he's been hitting the scoreboard every week too, which is boosting his scores. Brady Campbell, 51 Supercoach points. His break-even's up to 75 now, which is a little concerning. We need him to score another 75, 80, or even possible 100 to keep him in our squad, or else we need to move him on in the next couple of weeks. With the injury to, was it Rampy? I can't remember who, but he should be in the squad for a few more weeks yet before his position is in a bit of scrutiny. And Miles Bergman, he was on my bench, and I had Scott on the field, so I got Scott's 26 here, who only had 4 disposals. Just like McNeil here, I can see both of them getting dropped, especially when Crozier comes back in 1 to 2 weeks. He will kick out one of these two, not too sure who, probably Scott. So it might be time to look elsewhere for Scott. Maybe a possible option such as Josh Tracy, or what I'm going to do this week is probably Alec Waterman. So if Scott's not named, I'll get Alec Waterman for Scott. If Scott is named, I will trade James Jordan here for Alec Waterman via Scott. So Scott will go to the midfield and Waterman will come to the forward line. There's also Lockie Jones, who I'll probably get next week, depending on how well he scores this week, but he come in the back line for probably Kaczynski. So there's not going to be much money making there, unfortunately. So it's a bit of a rookie correction, which seems to always happen every year. And there's nothing you can do about that. You just need to get the best scoring rookies into your team as quickly as possible, especially when they're on the bubble. And the other trade I am considering doing is trading Caleb Daniel for Jack Bowes, like I said originally. So I'll make a decision probably on Friday night when teams are announced there, and I'll find out what I'm doing with Scott and Jordan and things like that. But Bowes is the most likely candidate that I choose for a bit of point of difference and some high scoring potential. Bowes did score around 145, 150 in round one, so his scoring potential is a lot higher than Jaden Short. I think Jaden Short would be more consistent in the 95 to 115, 120 range, but I think Bowes can possibly go higher, but still have a pretty good 90 to 130, 135 range as well. So that's it for round 5 preview. Sorry I didn't make a video for the last couple of weeks. I try to keep them as consistent and frequent as possible, so apologies for that, but let us know in the comments what your trades will be this week and where you are ranked. I'd be quite interested to see how far behind I am the pack. And yeah, let me know if I can do anything else or what you think I should do in the next upcoming weeks. And like always, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck this week. Catch you later.